More than 5 million active criminals in the USA. These include the sneaking small-time petty thieves and the big-time operators who head up Murder Incorporated. They also include the racketeers, that group of sadistic, unscrupulous parasites who prey upon the weak, the innocent, the honest.
Who dares defy me?
They are the villains. Ordinary people on the wrong side of justice.
Oh, yes, I was groomed to be an astronaut. And then the monkey. The monkey took my rightful place!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 14 of the Villains Only podcast. Sadly, in this episode, it's just me and Siege, but we'll keep you company ourselves, I guess. Breach is otherwise occupied with his birthday adventures at the moment, so yeah, we're just here to talk about, I don't know, some stuff about the team, org, all that. So yeah, should be a fun one. Siege, you want to say hello to the people?
Hey everybody. We got some really exciting news I can't wait to tell everybody about.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to get to that, but just start off, I guess, some, basic stuff. Vegas Villains, as far as the NCE League is concerned, made it to final bracket of the tournament. Obviously, this comes out on Monday, so we'll know the results of our winners round 1 match at the time of the release, but not at the current moment. We do not. So we'll be doing a watch party once again. Doesn't matter for the Sunday match that we play, but we'll probably watch party the second match as well, or at least we hope to. So stay tuned for that watch party. It would be on Tuesday if you're watching this on Monday. That was a little bit of a lot, but so yeah, we won our match against Suitor, kind of turning into, I don't know, kind of our new rivals as far as the league's concerned. Both times we played them, gone to a map 5. Obviously, this time we got the better of them in, crucial elimination match to make it the bracket. So, overall, you watched the match. What'd you think of the team?
What I did see, I didn't see the whole series, but without really digging too deep, from what I saw a major improvement from the first time I watched them. They've been growing. We've actually, huge shout out to Mills and Shoku. They made a lot of plays to keep the team alive. Mischief played his role to a T. Luffy, I imagine, if I'm not mistaken, it's the IGL team. I think he's got a couple of things to improve on, but if he improves on those couple of things, I think that will really round up this team.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to Shoku, nasty 4-piece on Hotel Search, if you want to check that out. That's obviously on his Twitter, but we retweeted it on our Twitter at Villains Gaming. So if you want to see that, check it out. And I think it's clipped in the broadcast, but I don't have the link to the broadcast. But obviously, yeah, crucial stuff out of them in just all game. They were playing well all series. They just look good. Much better than they started. And I kind of thought it was going to take them some time. But obviously, I'm glad they're hitting form at a good time. At least, they got room to grow. They're in the final bracket, which means they're top 8. Not much you can ask more out of the team. Last time, completely different team in Major 1, and obviously we struggled a bit in that one. So it's good to see us,
Right.
up top as far as the league's concerned after, a bit of a struggle at the start of the year.
Yeah, it's a huge deal, and I love to see it. And I have history with both teams because I did come from Suitor way back in the day. So that's part of the reason why there's some beef, though I'm not directly involved in it. But I do see my name being a couple of times already. But
Yeah,
we're gonna make the best of it
yeah. I mean,
and
we'll definitely take the
keep going with.
the opportunity being in final brackets, just see how far we can get. Obviously, we got these. We're playing number 3 team in the standings, Infinite. Like I said, that was Sunday as far as this coming out is concerned. So you'll already get to know what happened in it. We won't, but like I said, stay tuned. We'll be doing watch parties more for our matches in the league, as well as some CDO matches. Probably when it gets closer to the actual tournament. Not really much sense in watching qualifier matches at this point. Yeah, so that's all pretty good. And we're just sticking to a more simple podcast, at least for this one with Breach gone. But we do have big news, so I think that kind of worked out for us. We kind of want to talk about some stuff in development in the YouTube side, as well as like production as a whole. In overall developing a system for the COD team as well. Not our current COD team, future Academy team, but yeah, she's just going to talk mostly on it, but I'll obviously pitch in and talk about stuff as well, so he doesn't get out of breath. But yeah, we'll probably talk about that, maybe do a Would You Rather, I don't know. We'll see how long this takes, but I'm excited to get into it.
I imagine it's some video.
Yeah, for sure.
But so we're basically we are bringing back the old Doctor Siege. Most of y'all probably won't really know much of that until you get to see it. But it's we're going to bring in we're going to be starting a boot camp for up and coming competitors in the COD scene. Hopefully, 16 lucky individuals will be competing in a elimination type style of competition. Each week we'll be going over hardpoint. The next week will be S&D. Following week will be control, and then the last week will be a series of a best of 5. And this will be very interesting because this is our biggest project yet. If anyone is interested, potentially around 18 or a little bit under 18, we're going to get into the competing in Call of Duty, learn the basics. Depending on your level, you may learn some of the more in-depth stuff about competing in the game. We will have body reviews. We'll be trying to promote y'all as much as possible through highlights, through the content that we're going to be posting, doing the boot camp. Let's see.
Yeah, and I mean, keep in mind, like, obviously, if you're sitting here and you're listening, you're thinking you want to sign up, obviously you can DM us on Twitter, like I said earlier, at Villains Gaming, or you can leave a comment on the podcast video if you're watching this on YouTube. But yeah, keep in mind, if you're doing this, this is it's a camp to get you guys to learn some Call of Duty, but at the same time, this is going to be content. So I mean, it's going to give you guys hopefully a little bit of exposure as far as clips, even if you don't end up making it to the very end. We'll hopefully give you something that you can take and use to help get you on a team, or at the very least start developing more. And at the same time, Siege is going to be doing old Siege things, as he says, bit of a hard ass. From personal experience, me being the 50% of the original boot camp Siege did, Zoe obviously the others. So I know from experience, and I know from, if you look at me now, as far as stuff, you'd be surprised that I barely knew how to play Call of Duty almost 2 years ago. So yeah, I think if I trust anyone to teach and develop these people and help you get to where you need to be to get on a team, definitely check this out because it's pretty insane. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm gonna be helping out as well, more as a assistant role, you know, regardless if that's helping
Yeah.
VOD reviews or just running the content side. Obviously, I gotta produce all this stuff on my end. But yeah, it's exciting, and I'm just excited to see what comes out of it. Honestly.
Right, and this is such a huge deal. Um, for in the sense that in the COD community, as Mark and I've talked about many times, um, and I've developed players over the years, um, and this is a first for me doing it like this. So there's going to be some kinks to that we're going to end up having to kick out if we're going to continue to do this yearly or um, but if but at the end of the day I just want to teach some people how to play the game the right way. There are different ways to play the game, but in terms of just like competition, um, there's a couple of different styles, but in general the fundamentals are always there. Um,
Yeah, and I mean, it's just looking at COD community as a whole, as somebody that kind of, you know, I didn't grow up as a COD kid, thank goodness, because some of these Call of Duty kids are a little wild. But
oh
I
yeah,
just, I know that in Call of Duty, when I was trying to break into it, nobody really gives a crap about your development. Nobody's going to take the time to care if, you know, you're behind or anything like that. That's just kind of how this works. You either come in cracked and good, or, you know, understanding how to play, or you don't get a spot, or you don't get a chance. That's my experience. Like I said, I've done this the hard way, and then luckily, like I said, ran into Siege, who was able to take the time. So, if, like I said, if you're listening to this and you're like, okay, yeah, I think this is good. I mean, even if you kind of know or you've been playing public matches, it's a completely different ball game to play competitive. And even if you have good gun skill, this is just gonna, you know, transport you leaps and bounds above people. And like, if you don't get a spot on our team, maybe a different team, because you know you're gonna learn a lot. And like we said, it's an opportunity. It's a chance to grow. And I mean, at the very least, if you think about it the worst way possible, it's a chance for some exposure through social media, because we will be promoting people as we go, as well as, you know, the content that will be produced through YouTube. So, like I said, it's depends on how you view it. But personally, if I found something like this back when I was starting, I would be super excited. And that's kind of our whole philosophy through the org. At least that's when we started it, was something around this of, you know, we actually kind of give a crap about people. We don't really want to be those kind of, that org that just says, no, you're not good enough, there's nothing there, because like I just don't believe that personally. So I hope this
I don't have
shows that from our end at least, and you know, I hope people take advantage of it. Try to learn something.
yeah, and the God, I'm just reflecting on a lot of things. Because this has been some couple years. It like if like picture this, I I come from an environment of where I wasn't really able to compete growing up, aside from a couple of things. And after some family emergencies, I stopped gaming for 4 years. I came back. I got back into Call of Duty. I used to pump stomp back in the day, dropping nuclears. I had a bit of a gunny back then, but I probably knew how to really like compete in Call of Duty. So I was watching competitive back then, and I came in after 4 years of not even touching a controller, learning how to play claw, learning how to play the game fundamentally correct to the to a much further extent than I knew already. Um, because the game has evolved a lot over the 4 years. Um, and then I'm seeing all these different orgs because I was bouncing around double taps, and I would end up in different orgs, different teams. People saw that I had potential, but typically I want to say overlooked, but I never really had a, team around me that really fit when I first started out. Um, so after like a year of competing, I ran across Mark, Zoe, and I had Nice Shot with me already. And these two, including I, didn't really know how to play the game. I saw I saw so much potential in Mark, and I saw so much potential in Zoe as well. So I took the time, sacrifice. I did do a major sacrifice of by like the end of the Cold War season, to focus onto the next game with these people because I saw a lot of potential, and I figured I trusted that they would stick. There was some things that happened to where I had to back off for a minute, and then we came back right at the start of Vanguard. But and then later in the Vanguard season, I had an injury, so I couldn't really compete anymore for a while. So we would end up. I just watched the team. I try to help out individuals. Got back to that. So this is something that I'm really passionate about, and I'm really looking forward to this production.
Yeah, and I mean, this is kind of, I don't know, I think a good way to do it as far as, keep in mind that while we are giving you a chance and we're not trying to overlook anyone at the same time, for us, we expect winning, we expect excellence, we expect to do our jobs on our end because that's just how we are as competitors, as players, So that's how we're going to be as coaches, at least as boot camp instructors in this sense, but we're not going to let you slack off, and if you do, you're going to be gone. That's why we're adding this element where, it's kind of a bit of a game where you got to keep up every week. You got to keep with the schedule or you're going to get left behind and you're going to get left out. And, that is a harsh bit of a way to do it just because you have to pick up quick. And personally, I don't know if I would have picked up quick enough to stay with this. But, I mean, this is a more intense version of what we've done in the past. And like Siege said, obviously, we will learn from this. And if, we do a future one, if we have to change stuff up, we will, of course. And but, yeah, we are saying that we're giving you a chance and we believe that everyone has potential. Even if you do get eliminated, you do have the potential to learn. But at the same time, don't expect this to just be, we're not just going to go easy on you just because we think you got potential. What's the saying? Something about diamonds. I don't know what it is because I'm not I'm not thinking about it right now. But you gotta get yelled at a little bit before you get picked up on.
Yeah, but that's also just building a mentality. And with this, I'm trying to. I want to build, discipline right with the players because that's one thing a lot of Call of Duty players sorely lack. There's also, you gotta. I'm going to. Don't get me wrong. I'm generally a nice person. However, if I see something wrong, I am one of those that will call it out. So I haven't really been doing that as much lately. But for the sake of development, I will bring that side back out. And I am, but just know I will never make it personal. This will all sort of only be focused game related. But in order for true competitors to really be competitors, you first need to develop a mindset.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how to exactly say this, but I don't know. I wouldn't want it to be where you, like I said, I playing traditional sports, baseball all my life. You don't want somebody to take it easy on you because that's not how you're gonna be the best version of yourself. If somebody's lying to you, like, do you want somebody to tell you you're good if you're not? Do you want somebody to tell you that you're doing something right when you're doing it wrong? It's nothing that you gotta fear if you're listening to this. Oh no, I don't want yelled at. Like, we're not gonna, scream at you and demean you. That's not what we're meaning. We're just saying, we're going to teach you how to take Call of Duty as more than a game, as competing, like how you need that mentality, that fire to look at the game different, really, because that's a big element of it, as well as the fundamentals, is how you take the game, how you, like you said, discipline in the game. So that's part of why it has to be that way. Like, you don't want Siege to be taking it easy on you, because if he's kind of not telling you as much, or you see him kind of, oh well, it kind of means he gave up on you. If he's just like, yeah, taking it easy. So you keep up.
Yeah.
If you're in this and you actually want to be a competitive player, I don't know, I just say keep up with it, and try this boot camp out, see how you do. And competitive COD's not for everyone, and certainly Call of Duty isn't a game that everyone needs to compete in, especially current state of it. But I think if you have a knack, or you have a want, like if you like watching, if you like playing pubs, and you just want to take that next step, I think this is something that is no harm, no foul. You don't gotta pay. You just gotta sit through some of us teaching you, play with some new teammates that will help you find. Maybe you can become friends with some of these people. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. It should be a fun experience for the most part. And maybe sit through an interview with me asking you why you want to play COD, because some days I wonder myself.
Yeah. But, we're all here for a reason at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. And, it's going to be fun. Like I said, if you are interested in this camp, please DM me at Villains Gaming. I'll probably answer through that. Or, like I said, just comment on the YouTube. I'll keep track of that. We'll also be making posts throughout until we get to when we start this whole thing. And we'll keep everyone up to date with full transparency as far as that goes on the Twitter. I think that's the best place that we can do it as well. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of good.
Do you want to get them a roundabout start time for the
Yeah, it's
Or
gonna
intended
definitely
to.
it's definitely gonna be in June, most likely 4 to 5 weeks, probably like 4.5. As it, and it's not like, I mean, it's probably playing most nights. Like obviously, we realize people have lives.
Mhm.
Don't
Mhm.
worry too much about that. Obviously, I think beginning of the week, probably around Monday, we'll do the lesson. Everyone, teach whatever we're teaching, explain whatever for that week and that challenge of that week. So you're gonna want to be paying attention and actually show up for that. And like I said, you're gonna be asked to play most nights, but like I said, is don't stress too much. But yeah, probably around June is what we're thinking now, depending on how recruiting goes and how I guess what we're what we're up to and getting all this stuff ready to go. Because like you said, this is probably our biggest project we've ever tried to do content wise. Probably as
Mhm.
an org wise in general. I mean, it's a big task for us. So especially me,
Right.
if I remind you to do things a lot, that's because I need it to get done. Don't think I'm just being like a certain way. I need certain things for the content side, like an interview or something like that. I'm not trying to be to keep messaging you or anything like that. I just this is a big project and it's gonna take a lot of stuff on our end. So like I said, if I'm messaging people a lot, you know, my bad. I just need to get things in line on my end. So yeah,
Right.
and like I said, the COD side of it, Siege is pretty much in like full control. We'll be there. Obviously, Breach, we said not here. He's partying for his birthday. Um, he won't. He's not here, but he will be there for the camp, and I'm sure you'll enjoy Breach and all his fun things that he says. I don't know how else to word that without being too surprise any of the mystery behind Breach. But yeah, and as we go as well, we'll have more videos out explaining exactly. Obviously, there's going to be 4 weeks. In competitive Call of Duty, there's 4 game modes: Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Control, and there'll be a final mystery thing for the last week that you'll have to be ready for. But we're teaching you every element of the game if you make it towards the end exactly. And I don't know. Good luck to whoever does come on. We're excited to get to meet you guys and hopefully get your COD brains working. So, any final pieces from you, Siege?
Um, Really just the best of luck to everybody. Um, just know that we're very open-minded people. Um, but we also do want this to run as smoothly as possible. Um, but we do know there will be some hiccups. We do know there will be some mishaps. Um, Maybe even change of schedules because this is a few months from now. Um, but as everything starts winding down and getting closer to that time, we're going to keep up to date. Uh, we're going to be making separate videos for everybody to be able to watch, um, just to learn the general basis of the maps individually. Um, and, with this being kind of like a boot camp and becoming as kind of like a drill instructor, I also, you know, expect a certain amount of respect as I will still reciprocate to y'all. Um, and I expect the same for how y'all treat Breach and Marksman. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, you can't learn if you're being disrespectful, and obviously we for me personally, I don't appreciate it, but I probably won't say much to your face. It's just more of a you lose some of my respect or whatever you'd want to call that. So, just keep that in mind. I know Call of Duty, like I said, is a completely different beast than most things, and everyone has an ego when you're playing Call of Duty. You kind of gotta be at a certain mindset too. You're playing right against people. You're fighting them pretty much one-on-one with your team. So I expect the passion, but at the same time, just remember we're trying to help you. So taking anything towards us is just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's it for the podcast. Like I said, sorry if you're like regularly watch these podcasts and you're like, what is going on? Because usually, we have a little more fun, but this is kind of just a bit of an info dump. Like I said, with Breach gone, and we're kind of winding down the season of this podcast. We got 2 more episodes left, so I am excited for the next episode in the finale. Obviously, we're gonna try to do some stuff to change it up a bit for the end of the season. That way we can see where we steer next season 2 of the podcast. And obviously, if you're wondering why are we taking a break, we got this project. We got a lot of stuff going on that we're looking to do through that YouTube side. So we're going to take a break from the podcast, call this season 1, and we're just excited for the future of the org. But yeah, if you're listening to this, thank you for watching. Once again, subscribe if you're on the YouTube side. If you're on Spotify, Pandora, various audio networks, I can't remember them all, so I'm never going to try. I don't know. Follow us, I guess. I don't know exactly each individual one. You can probably follow us on most of them. And if not, follow us on Twitter at Villains Gaming. And, we look to see people around. Interact more if you feel you want to through the YouTube. We're always eager to talk to people. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed at the very least. If you didn't enjoy, I hope it was informative. And, yeah, I think that does it for us.